From his youngest days, Shilo Harris was bred to serve. His father, a Vietnam veteran, taught him the value of discipline, hard work, and self-sacrifice. And from his youngest days, Shilo knew the cost of war. Along with shrapnel received on the battlefields of Vietnam, his father brought home unseen wounds. At the time, the wounds had no name and no treatment, and so the demons of post-traumatic stress came out in fits of rage and self-medication of alcohol and drugs that would tear their family apart. But Shilo Harris was bred to serve. Early one morning in September 2001, he watched the television in silence as the towers burned and realized he had something to give. Soon, he became Private Shilo Harris, United States Army. Shilo proved a natural soldier, twice deploying to Iraq as a cavalry scout with the 10th Mountain Division as he was promoted to Staff Sergeant. February 19, 2007, south of Baghdad. On reconnaissance patrol, Staff Sergeant Harris commanded a 5-man Humvee as it inched forward, navigating craters left from exploded roadside bombs. Rounding a crater, Shilo's driver carefully followed the tracks of the convoy's lead Humvee. Suddenly, Shilo heard a piercing shriek as the wall of flames rose from the floor. It was a direct hit, the IED exploding directly beneath the gas tank. Bloodied and engulfed in flames, Sergeant Harris struggled to break free from the wreckage, while his driver was pulled from the Humvee. "Where are my soldiers?" is all he could speak, as the fire was doused. He received no answer as he was loaded into a medevac before descending into blackness. Evacuated to Germany, then home to the States, Shilo Harris was given a 2% chance of survival. For 48 days, he lingered in a coma as doctors tended to his wounds. He'd suffered third-degree burns across his body, losing his ears, nose, and 3 of his fingers. The entire 48 days, he was oddly aware of his experience, an experience he could only describe as hell. Through surgeries and setbacks, Shilo's condition slowly improved. Despite life-changing wounds, he felt hope. He was soon visited by the driver of his Humvee, Specialist Adam Devine, recovering from his own injuries. The men hugged as tears were shed. Living and fighting together had made the 5-man team more than a crew. They were family. Shilo had yet to be told. His remaining crewmen, 20-year-old Adair Cleveland, 25-year-old Sean Duncan, and 19-year-old Michael Bowe, had all been killed in the blast. For days, Shilo cried, crushed at the loss of his soldiers and his friends. 10 steps. The 10 steps Shilo was asked to take on his first day of rehab felt like 10 miles. But every day, he found the courage to go on. He also found the courage to face another fear, to look in the mirror. The face was a stranger's. No ears or nose, swollen lips, yet the eyes were the same hazel eyes he knew. He had changed, but maybe he was still Shilo. After 5 months, Shilo Harris was discharged from the hospital. Yet, as he recovered from his physical wounds, the unseen wounds remained. The same demons his father brought home from Vietnam, Shilo brought home from Iraq. Suicide became a real option. But he'd made a promise to live for his lost friends. Once again, Shilo found the courage to face his fear and ask for help in fighting his own demons. In healing, Shilo Harris found hope, a hope he spread at every opportunity. From conversations with fellow wounded warriors to speeches to audiences in the hundreds, he shared his story and that lesson of hope. The boy who was bred to serve was now the soldier who kept serving long after he hung up his uniform. His journey, full of pain and fear, led him to gratitude and to become the man he was meant to be.